And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Imposter scams are on the rise. Call scammers are using real people's identities like law enforcement officers to take advantage of people on the phone. Joining me to talk about the dangers is Dan Parsons with the Better Business Bureau right here in Houston.
So how serious of a problem is this, Dan? I'm hearing like a $2 billion industry now.
That sounds low, to be honest with you. I think it's multi-billion. I think it's way more than that because a lot of it's unreported. You know, here's Dan's commandment number one, all right? And I've said this for years. The phone, the computer, the text are not necessarily your friends. Now, imagine going down the street, someone's walking up to you, you're immediately on guard, right? So here you are on an electronic device and your guard's down. What's wrong with this picture? So let's do a couple reality checks. Another commandment. Law enforcement generally doesn't reach you over the phone.
Right. You get to knock on the damn door, Dan.
You know, but you know what they're doing? They're preying. Let's stop for a second. They're preying on some healthy guilt. How many people have missed jury duty? Lots of them. Okay, and no, not in Harris County. I can't speak to every county in Texas, but are they going to send out constables to bring you in? Shame on you for not doing your civic duty, but they're not going to come get you. But they're taking a chance that when that call, when that text, however they reach you, you're going to go, oh, yeah, I missed it. I know, I'm in trouble. Well, yeah, you're in trouble, but not from them. Okay, same thing. How many people have ordered pharmaceuticals from Canada or maybe somewhere more exotic? And you're not supposed to do it. And they're taking a chance again that because of the way things are in America with prescription prices and all and availability, that some people have done it. And so they just play the numbers. They just play the numbers. Now, you mentioned also famous names. Even that's more current. That's happening more now. The law enforcement ones, that goes back 10 years. And Isaiah, you know this from doing these kind of stories. It's cycles. It's up and down. So we had a down period. Now we're back up to an up period because there's a lot of law enforcement stuff in the news. IRS is going to hire a bunch of agents. Well, that actually is kind of up in the air in Congress and all that.
Exactly.
People still hear it, though, and they're like, and here's the fun thing about the IRS. You know how they get their attention? It's really kind of brilliant. An oversized envelope in the mail. As you say, a knock on the door. If you have IRS agents knocking on your door, you got bigger problems than we can talk about on this program here. But that's just not how they do it. But they put the imminent fear or doubt. I mean, I don't want to say a victim, but a close victim. I handled my father's estate. And I got a call on my home phone, and they had spoofed the number. It was a Washington, D.C. number, Internal Revenue Service. And I'm looking at it thinking, what did I miss? What did I fail to do? And I'm thinking, Dan, I'm not calling you. And I had, they threw me off enough that had it not been with caller ID and me having the chance to later get back to them. See, Isaiah, there's an important thing. Don't answer a call, a text, an email, any communication you don't know. Take your sweet old time. I just had a call right before we got on here. I'm letting it go to, it's a local number. I'll let it go to voicemail. I drive the train. If you let the bad guys drive the train, you're going off the track with it.
One point I want to make sure the viewer gets is that with imposter scams, they are pretending to be someone. So they will find someone legitimate online that you can Google that name and it will pull up that person. So don't believe it just because they're saying, I am this person. You know, we've heard recently where they pretended to be actual U.S. Marshals or attorneys generals, and they've looked it up and they're like, okay, there it is then. So I believe it.
And they'll copy their logos, they'll copy their marks. And as you say, even their addresses, they'll list the FBI headquarters in Houston. Like who would, you know, it all adds up. Well, no, because you're talking to that person there. I actually last week got an email from Janet Yellen, the Secretary of the Treasury. Lucky little old me. She wants all my banking information to give me $5.5 million. Now, why is this important? This was happening right at the end of the debt ceiling negotiations. She was all over the news. She's a pretty famous figure. But I mean, I looked at this and I said, now that is almost, it's bad, but it's almost brilliant. somebody's going to sit there and go, oh, yeah, they're having things right now in the congressional budget. I got money coming. I'm giving Janet a call right now. Or better yet, I'm going to give her my bank information and forget the call because you'll have no bank anymore. It'll all be gone. But it was really brilliant.